Hey guys, and welcome to new releases for the week of March 17th. I don't really have a ton to talk about, but even when that is the case, I still managed to stretch it out to like 18 minutes, so we'll see if I can keep this one short and sweet. Having said that, let's do this. What would one of these new releases videos be without mention of Colourpop? Because apparently they don't sleep. The collections and the collabs just never end. And I get very salty about that simply because I really like Colourpop, and I know that sounds counterintuitive, but here's the thing. Once you saturate your own market, consumers get a little bored of it. So even though I love their products, I really do wish that they would slow it down a little bit so that their releases felt a little bit more special. Now, having said that, let's take a look at what we know is coming up. So, I do not have a date on this one, but this is going to be the Villains palette. It's a Disney-themed thing. I believe they did like the Disney Princess palette, or I can't remember what it was called. It totally just, that one flew under my radar. I just didn't really care, to be honest. And likewise with this one, the shadows, this is the kind of palette that for me, I know I'm going to struggle creating looks with this just because there are so many options. So I'm not saying that that's necessarily a bad thing. I'm just saying that for me, it's not the most user-friendly palette because I'm going to be overwhelmed by the number of options in it. From the whole Disney perspective, that kind of thing doesn't suck me in. I am not a collector of Disney memorabilia kind of stuff. I'm not, like, I don't care about that kind of thing, so it's not going to get me on that front. And then, like I said, with the color selections, while they look pretty, it's just a palette that when I look at it, I don't immediately start piecing together a bunch of looks in my mind. So this one, when it is released, is going to be a pass for me. Now, the collection that is available currently is their springtime collection, and it has like a very strong coral vibe to it, which is appropriate considering Living Coral is the Pantone color of the year. So here is the palette with swatches. So there's a mix of shadow formulas, including pressed powder shadow in matte and metallic, and Super Shock shadow for the first time, and also pressed glitters. So I'm a little bit conflicted about this one because I have these shades in my collection, but I like the shades and I really do want to try out all of these formulas. I want to try their pressed glitter and I want to try their Super Shock shadow in palette form to see if it performs the same as their regular Super Shock shadows, which I really do like. So I am kind of torn. I'm on the fence about this one. The color story is pretty. Like I said, I have these shades, but it is pretty and I know I would get use out of it. It's only $18, so it's not horrifically overpriced or anything like that. So this one is a strong maybe. Along with the eyeshadow palette, they have also released some new jelly shadows. These are $8 each, and I have a picture here with the swatches. Now, I have heard good things about these, but I've never used them for myself. The idea of a jelly eyeshadow makes me a little nervous simply because I feel like it would lend itself to creasing and bunching up and just flaking off by the end of the day. However, I have not heard anybody say those things about this particular formula. So again, if I place an order in future, I think I'm just going to have to throw one of these in there just to see what it's all about and to see how I feel about it. And as if that wasn't enough, they have also included blushes and lipsticks. So here are the swatches of the blushes. Again, I haven't tried the Colourpop blush formula. I do have one of their highlighters and I think it's beautiful. The blushes look beautiful. All of those shades speak to me. I think they're all beautiful. So again, I'd be very tempted to try one. Maybe I'm gonna have to order this damn collection. Not everything, but like maybe something from each category. We'll see. Again, I kind of like got a pin in it. But these do look really pretty. And the lipsticks, I am a huge fan of their Luxe lipsticks. Like, I love that formula. I love the blurred effect ones. I love the mattes. I love the regular cream one. They're all fantastic. These shades are beautiful. Again, I don't know that they're necessarily filling a gap in my collection, but they are beautiful. So what's a girl to do? Okay, so let's stick with the Disney theme because MAC is also releasing a Disney affiliated type collection. It is their Aladdin collection. So here is that one. Are they redoing Aladdin? Is that why Aladdin is being trotted back out? I feel like they might be. I feel like I might have heard that, but again, it's Disney and I don't really care. I do have young children, but even they don't really give a crap. Like Aspen literally could not care less about princesses and all that kind of thing. She just doesn't care about that stuff. She's never watched Aladdin. I haven't watched Aladdin since like 1993 or whatever when it came out. This collection looks pretty in and of itself, but I don't feel overly drawn to it. The shade selections of the eyeshadows are really nothing new to me, and I really don't need another bronzer in my life. The lipstick is pretty, but I probably have that at least 5 or 6 times over already in my collection, so in and of itself, like take the Aladdin theme away from it, just look at the colors. It's not something that I would be all that interested in, and again, once you add that additional layer of Disney, that doesn't even draw me in, so this one again is going to be a pass for me. Oh look, there's another Disney collection. This one is from Dose of Colors. This is their second Disney collection in what I feel like is probably like the last 6 months. I can't remember now. I know Disney's just celebrated a big anniversary. Was it 100 years? Was it 100 years of Disney? Really? 90 years? I don't know. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. They had some big anniversary, hence every brand is like coming out with some sort of Disney, Mickey, whatever theme. Dose of Colors has now done 2 of them. So there is an eyeshadow palette in this one, some glittery eyeliners or possibly liquid eyeshadows. I don't know. And then lip products. So in and of itself, it looks fine. But again, it's nothing new to me and I'm not all that interested, and just basically repeat everything that I said about the other 2, apply it to this one, and those are my thoughts on it. I'm not upset by it. At least the colors match the whole mini theme. I think it was Dose of Colors' previous Disney collection. I was like, this doesn't look anything like fucking Disney. I don't understand this. This one at least has like the colors down, but it's not enough for me. Alright, so typically, like, again, speaking of things that just don't hit my radar, Kylie Cosmetics, like, I've mentioned this before in previous videos, I really don't know what my aversion is, and it's not that I, like, hate the brand, it's that I just genuinely do not care. I think because I just genuinely do not care about, like, all things Kardashian and Jenner, I think they're vapid people. They don't bring anything to my life. I'm not one bit interested in whatever the hell is going on in their lives. I just don't care. And because of that, I think it just extends to their respective endeavors. Like, I just don't care. However, I know that other people have different opinions than me. So, if you do care about their products and you are interested in them, Kylie is releasing 28 new single shadows. So there are, what? Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad. I guess I should read this shit before I actually start talking about it. Okay, so they're new shadow singles. There are 28 of them, but they're from favorite Kylie Cosmetics palettes. So I guess if you never bought any of the palettes, but you liked some of the colors, now's your chance to pick some of those colors up. There are 4 new shades in with those 28. So there you have it. All right. Natasha Denona has also released a new palette. I believe that this one is going to be permanent, and it is called the Biba palette? The Biba palette? I don't know. I don't know how to say it. I like Biba better, but I don't know. At any rate, it is a very neutral palette, and there are a mix of formulas in there. So it does include cream and powder formulas, mattes and shimmers, and it says that this is her first palette to include a black shade in a cream powder. It is $129 US. It's about 160, 161, somewhere around there Canadian. It is a hefty price tag. These are not shades that I feel I need to spend that much money on because I have them in spades. I have them in formulations that I have no complaints about, so I really don't need, I really don't feel the need to go out and buy new formulas to see if I can up the ante when it comes to a neutral brown shadow. But having said that, it is a very functional palette, so if these are the kind of shades that you get a ton of use from, it may be something that you're interested in. It's a very hefty price tag. Like it is and her shadows are nice, but are they $160 nice? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, your budget's your budget, your money's your business. You make those decisions for yourself. Also a pass for me is the new products being launched by Nikita Dragun under the name Dragun Beauty. I don't know about this whole thing. I don't follow Nikita Dragun. I'm aware of who she is. I'm aware of her story and all of that. I think it's fantastic that she's branching out and doing her own thing. I applaud her for not just coming out with a neutral eyeshadow palette. You know it would sell, but it's also really just sort of been there, done that a million times over. It seems to be the first product that every beauty YouTuber releases. But I don't know that this was the best choice. I don't know. It's, okay, so it's a color corrector claiming to be universal shade, so any skin tone can use it. And then there are the Dragon Heart Transformation Face Powder, infused with light reflecting pigments and pearls for a gloriously glowy, beautifully brightened look. Blah, 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 blah. The products themselves are like 25-ish each. I think if you buy the whole thing, it's like 55. I can't remember, and I didn't screenshot everything, so I apologize for that. I think the price is a little high for what it is. And I don't know, like, is anything ever like completely universal, especially when it comes to color correcting? I don't know. I feel like it probably works for a large chunk of the spectrum, but I feel like people with skin tones on either end are going to be left out. Like, I don't know. It really doesn't do anything for me. That gigantic egg, I would never pay extra to have it. Because what in the hell are you going to do with it? Like, you're going to pay extra for it, so then you're going to feel compelled to keep it, but it really doesn't serve any functional purpose, so now you have a gigantic blue egg. Yeah, anyways, this whole thing, it just, I do not care about it, and I will not be buying it. There it is. Alright, let's round it out with Jeffree Star. So, he released a video on March 15th, showing the inside and doing swatches and all that, of his most recent eyeshadow palette, which is called the Blue Blood palette. So here is the outer packaging of it. It's sort of coffin-esque, very on brand for Jeffree Star. I've got like a cough forming. I don't know. Anyways, in his video he compared it in size to the Blood Sugar palette. So these are like sister and brother kind of palettes. You got the whole fire and ice thing going on. This one is decidedly thicker than Blood Sugar, and Blood Sugar on its own is bulky packaging. So while it's very pretty, I think it's what you'd consider to be like a vanity piece, like it's going to sit out and be on display, because storing that in anything other than an open space is going to be very difficult because it's going to be quite large and thick and cumbersome. It's not really going to fit into drawers very easily unless you have deep drawers. So I like it, but from a practical perspective, I don't know that I want that. I kind of wish that Jeffree Star would like offer his palettes in two varieties, like one like a stripped down, just plain old palette that you can throw in a drawer and be done with it. And then for a few more dollars, you can buy like the exclusive sort of packaging. I wish that he would do that because I would be more compelled to buy this palette if it was going to be in far more practical packaging. Then we look on the inside, and so I did expect it to be blue. Blue Blood kind of lends itself to that, but I don't know what it is. I feel very conflicted about this palette because I love his formula. I really love all of the eyeshadows of his that I have, and I have a few of his palettes. I think they blend beautifully. The shimmers are gorgeous. Like, they're just really easy shadows to work with. I think he's got top-notch quality. I don't know that this is the most user-friendly palette for me. I don't know that I would get a ton of use out of it. I think it's the kind of palette that every time I did use it, I would love the look that I created, but I don't think it would bring me, like, draw me back over and over again, simply because I don't tend to wear a ton of blue eyeshadow. This is, I mean, normally I complain because you get like a neutral palette with a pop of blue. This is a blue palette with like a pop of neutral. So here's the thing, like, typically speaking, when he releases palettes, I'm like, click, got it, pay the expedited shipping, all that kind of thing, just to get it as quickly as possible. With this one, I'm completely comfortable waiting until it goes on like Beautylish or Beauty Bay so that I don't have to pay the shipping. Preferably even Beauty Bay so that I don't have to pay the import fees. So I don't know, I'm not going to say that I'm not going to buy it, but I am going to say that I expected something different, and I don't know what that difference was that I expected. Like, I really wish I could explain it better. I think the neutrals in here are kind of throwing me. I thought that there'd be more like silver tones and things of that nature. So like, I don't know how to describe this. This is a terrible, like, I'm doing a terrible job here. I apologize. I'm not disappointed with it. I'm a little surprised by it. I will probably end up buying it at some point. Probably. And then I'm going to look at it every time and be like, you take up so much space. But I don't know. I don't know. What are your thoughts on this? I'd love to hear from you guys. I think, like, I just keep looking at it, so you're doing the same. I think it's pretty. I don't know that I need it, but because I love his shadows so much, I'll probably buy it. Anyways. Oh, you know what? I said that that was the last thing, but it's not. I talked last week very, very briefly about the burger palette coming out from Glamlite. That is the brand that did the pizza palette. And they also apparently have a taco palette. I don't know what the inside of the burger or the taco palette looks like. I just know that they're upcoming. Here's my thing with this. They need to stop. Because again, they're going to oversaturate their own brand, and they're just going to be the brand that's known for doing kitschy food kind of stuff. I think the pizza palette was really innovative. The packaging was really cool, but then you do it too many times and it becomes a little bit problematic, at least for me. Also, knowing myself as I do, I don't want to buy any additional ones because I'm going to feel compelled to buy all of them because it's such a unique collection. So then, like, I'm going to feel like I need the burger and the taco and the cupcake and the whatever the hell else they might come out with down the road, like the Greek yogurt palette, I don't know. But anytime it's going to have like this super unique packaging, I'm going to feel this urge to buy it simply to have the full collection. I don't know if that makes any sense. If you get what I mean, let me know that I'm not alone in this, but at any rate, I am going to wrap it up there. That's all I have to say about this stuff. As always, I love hearing from you guys in the comments, so please let me know your thoughts on these releases, and I will see you in my next video. Until then, just be a decent human being. Bye for now.